Hi, everybody. We're back. It's Wednesday. It's hump day. Woohoo! Girls, and guys, too. I am glad to be here. I don't know where you're viewing us from, but I am coming to you live, not viewing. I'm coming to you live from Maryland, and it was 72 degrees when I went out at lunchtime. Whoa. I'm excited. I think I'm excited because it's just a break from that drab and the dreary, and that keeps you less motivated. So let me just tell you who you're viewing here. My name's Colette Coakley. I'm the Vice President of Human Resources for Maryland Public Television. And I'm also the proud founder of the Women's Leadership Forum. Now, many of you who have been with me and have stuck around here with the Women's Leadership Forum know that we just had a wonderful event that was attended by 700 plus women. Oh my God. And all this week, I'm taking the time to tell you, thank you for attending. We had a wonderful event where we exchanged ideas. We learned from one another, had a marvelous keynote speaker and a wonderful moderator. And that was all due to perfect sponsors who helped us to what, ladies? Keep it moving forward. They all jumped on the bandwagon and said that they want to see our women who attended from across the world, right, to move it forward. Now, what are we? We are, I would venture to say that we're a network of women. Okay, we're coming down to a network of women. It started out in my mind as just like 60 women getting together and we were going to chat and move it on. Now, guess what? There's over 1,500 women that are connected, and they're connected in their resources, in their communities, they're connected in their workplaces to give information to one another so that they can what? Okay, move it forward. Moving it forward in their community, home, workplace, pocketbook. How old-fashioned was that? I said pocketbook. But y'all know what I mean. That purse, that big purse that you're carrying around, we want to move that forward too. We want to get that wallet moving forward. So here's a place where you can not only learn more about your health, but you learn more about workforce development and jobs and careers, and you learn more about everyday life, about yourself and self-care. So I know you see this person next to me. Wait, wrong way. Wrong way. Still, I'll get it right one day. Yeah, yes. Okay, whatever on that one. But the person next to me is the owner of eSuite Academy. And like the Women's Leadership Forum, she likes to see women moving it forward, right? So it's a perfect fit for us. And her name is Erica Roberts. So I want to welcome you, Erica, back because this is what? Time 3, right?
Yep.
3.
Yeah.
This is the third time that you've been with us, and because you've been so informative and so uplifting, that today we're going to take the time out to talk about what happens after, right? In particular, we've been to this forum. We've been to a lot of things that are uplifting and giving us information. We come out on a high, but how exactly do we go about maintaining? I'm going to call it, now you and I talked about momentum, but I like to call it mojo. How do we keep our mojo working? Because a lot of times we end up going back to the office and go, hey, what happened? What did it say? How did it go? What do we do? And in part, the Women's Leadership Forum was created because a lot of times we go to these events and we come out and the speaker only talked about themselves, right? Or you couldn't relate to it. You couldn't relate to it. So I want to keep us going. We had 14 workshops that we had choices on, and people went there and had a good time in their selection of what they wanted to learn about. But we've got to keep it moving forward because our lives aren't over. We end up going back to work. We end up putting that mask back on, and we want to keep women up here. So without further ado, I've introduced you, but I also want you to talk to us about moving it forward.
Excellent. Well, first, Colette, thank you for inviting me back, and thank you for inviting me to the Forward Women's Leadership Forum. It was amazing, and now I'm happy that we are live, and that's amazing too.
Yeah.
Congratulations on your record-breaking event.
You
both of yes. So congratulations to everyone who was involved, the amazing team that supported that, the amazing sponsors that supported it, and the amazing women that showed up.
Oh, wow.
So one of the things I want to note here and observe is that these events, when you're choosing these events and when you're attending these events, for those that attended the Forward Women's Leadership Forum, they actually engaged. It was 3 days of engagement, interaction, making those connections, right? So I know there were like 70 plus individual one-on-one meetings where folks found something that they had in common with someone else and connected and exchanged information even more offline on social media. The question is, if you were there, and the question is for anybody who wasn't there but who attended any event during Women's History Month or in 2021 period, what did you do with the information you got? What did you do with the information you learned? What did you do with the contacts that you made?
Yeah.
And so one of the things I appreciate, and we do this in the E-Suite too, but I really appreciate about you is that you had an amazing workbook, and every single attendee was gifted this digital workbook that they could print out, take notes on, pages full of notes, and actually say, this was my key takeaway. This was my key learning. This is the next step, next action that I have. This is my charge to action personally. And so for those of you that did that, that's great. And the question is, have you checked in since? It's been a few weeks. Have you checked in with yourself and with those goals that you made, those things that you committed to, that you were so excited about and so revved up to do? Have you followed up?
Right.
That's question number one. And for those of you who didn't even make the note, before it escapes you, before you forget what excited you, before you forget who motivated you, before you forget why you spent that time talking to someone or why you had sent that LinkedIn connection out, go ahead and say, this was my takeaway. This is my goal. Colette, you ready for this? This is my deadline.
Uh-oh.
To follow up.
The follow-up. The follow-up.
So we actually have to have some very clear, concrete steps that we want to take next. Some clear, concrete goals or objectives that we want to meet, and a very clear timeline in which we want to do it. Now, it doesn't have to be, I realize that I too can be a business owner and I feel empowered to do that. So I'm gonna go start a business next month. It's not necessarily that. But you learn what it takes before you start a business, that you need to have some emergency funds, that you need to have a plan, that you need to actually know who your audience is. You need to know what product or service you're offering. You need to know all of these things. So my question is, what steps have you taken to move in the direction of the goals that you committed to? And if you haven't taken any, then this is the time, as you listen to this, to pause, to stop, to think about it, to write it in the chat now. What do you commit to do? And this is perfect timing because as we're filming this, it is the first Wednesday, Workforce Wednesday of the second quarter, right?
That's right. That's right.
This is
and we have a lot more to come, a lot more information to impart upon you. So here's what, even given what you said, I would ask that the viewing audience, get your journal out and journal us, right? Because we have now 12 different women, right? 12 different women rendering information that will help you to move forward, right? We go get these journals and we start writing, right? We're good about the writing and what we did all day. But I'm trying to figure out who's going back and say, what did I say? What should I be? What should I do? What did they tell me to do in the meeting?
And
I
after the
mean,
journal, then, so in
yeah,
addition to the journal, you write down your thoughts, you get it out of your head, you pull out the planner. Or if you have it electronically, a calendar, you pull it out there and you put your milestones. So this is what I said I want to do. This is how they broke it down and helped me to do it. This is the person I met that said that they would help. Let me go ahead and schedule that virtual tease so that they can help hold me accountable. Let me go ahead and schedule time with myself to think through what my business idea is. Let me go ahead and review my resume to see what gaps I identify because I went to that session.
oh, okay. So my favorite line always is coming from James Brown. He always says, okay, we always talk about getting ready, but be ready. Stop getting ready. Be ready. Okay. We all talk about, we want to find a new job. I'm going to quit. I'm going to do this. Gonna. I remember one of my son's basketball coaches, you gonna do something. No, Nike, just do it. Let's just do it. And so, okay, we wrote the journal. And your the tip number one I heard you say is like make that commitment on your calendar. Make a commitment on the calendar. And then, okay, what else? Because we all are committed to, guess what? Well, some of us are committed to it. Getting our hair done, getting our nails done. We go out there and make sure that we're in the mall every weekend. Some of us, COVID has prevented some of that. But we make a date. We make a date. Now, I have a date with one of our viewers here. I'm going to make sure I make that date, right? So where do we dig? Where do we get motivation from to do that thing that we should do, that we said we were going to do?
So you're getting into some deeper thought here and self-awareness and mindset.
Yeah.
What you're talking about are folks that say that they want something that they don't necessarily want, and then they make it they're not getting it. That's a
Okay,
whole
wait. Don't go from there. Don't go from there. Don't go from there. Because here's what I heard. Do you really want it?
You really want it.
Okay.
Is that thing you wrote down something you really want? And then if it's not something you really want, why did you write it down? What motivated you to say that this is something I want when you know it's not? Was it somebody else's whisper in your ear? Was it because you were comparing yourself to the Joneses? Was it just because you want to have some extra letters behind your name or some check mark or something that can validate you if you feel like you need some kind of other validation? But is it really?
One more. Was it a doodle? Was it just a doodle? Because doodles are pretty. So did it just make your journal look pretty? Like are you doodling?
Yeah, that's some of the self-work. And we talked about this at the forum is that COVID has given us an opportunity to spend a whole lot of time with ourselves and to really think about who we are and what our priorities are and what we want. And so before you even get to the committing to what you're going to do, you want to validate what you wrote in your journal and see if that's really important to you.
Yeah, and we have the other Erica on that's viewing us, and she said, "Is it a hobby? Is it just a hobby?" Because a lot of us, I mean, and she and I talked about this. A lot of us came to the forum talking about, "I'm starting a business." Okay. Okay, you starting a business, and you haven't written one thing down that would even start your business, other than you starting a business. Start a business. Bullet point.
a business doing what, a business selling what, a business selling to who, why am I uniquely qualified to sell anything? All of those questions you haven't answered, but it sounds cool and so did it. Or
And
so
it
and
makes
so told you.
it's nice journaling.
Mm-hmm.
And so, okay, let's go back to what we were originally talking about. How do you get that? How can we get that motivation after we've attended these things? And we're talking about, hey, I took a note. My journal is full, and it was wonderful. It was great, and I like her. And guess what? I'm going to look her up. I'm going to look her up.
So I take the note, I set the goal, I commit to some set of actions, I write them down, and the next step is how do I keep myself on pace? So it's a few different ways you can do it. One,
Okay.
the people, that person that you said I looked her up and I want to follow up, make that your activity to follow up. That person that was in the room with you or that was on the webinar with you or that wrote something that in the chat that resonated with you, that might be your next accountability partner. Reach out and say, who can I connect with who is on a similar journey, moving in a similar direction, hopefully forward, right? Who can I connect with that I can help them and they can help me stay on track? That's one-on-one type of opportunity. You might not be the one-on-one type of person. You might want to connect with a small group. Fine, we talked about masterminds. There are some opportunities, and I'll let Colette talk about that later. But going forward, we want to make certain that you have these check-ins and you continue to learn and continue to grow and continue to further your goals. So find one of those that is related to what you have committed to do, those actual actions and your goals, and let the small group keep you accountable. I can tell you from both individual and group coaching that when there's an assignment due or a task and you have to check in, folks get real shamed real quick if they haven't done what they said they were going to do. And if you need that particular shame in your life, then go ahead and let it let it take over you, right? And then the other thing is that there are other opportunities, other trainings, other seminars, other summits, other forums that you can do in between March and March, in between the Forward Women's Leadership Forum, just so that you continue to stay motivated and influenced by the same type of speakers and the same type of activities and the same type of thought-provoking lessons learned that you had initially. So find a few of them. Now you can't make your whole schedule bombarded with events and
No.
summits, but find a
But
few.
you got to move forward. You have to move forward. If you are just staying still, guess what? Yes, you're going to be right there. We'll see you next year, and you might be in the same spot that you started in. I also want to add this. Okay, we have that thing called the World Wide Web, if they still call it that. Okay, we have the web out there. The majority of the speakers, the the facilitators, the keynote, the moderators own websites. And if you're just starting out and you're shy and you don't want to approach a person right off the bat, you can find out more information or additional information more than likely by just visiting their website. Now, the other thing is, I hear you say, is that person has to do something. It's not going to fall in your lap, right? It's not going to fall in your lap. And just like you make me accountable for this water right here that I'm supposed to be drinking all the time. Okay, you ask me, what did I do? Where is it? Sometimes you have to ask yourself that, because Erica does not live with me. Okay, so I have to ask myself, did I do it? Did I do what I said I was going to do? Did I do what I was asked to do? How did I do it? What did I do today? I'm a big check off the list kind of person, but you got to have a list.
Yeah, so you commit to those activities that are in line with your goals, but then you also say, what does success look like, right? So when have I completed this? Is it when I finish the whole bottle of water? Is it when I get to actually drinking 80 ounces a day? Is it when I file the paperwork for my new business? Is it when I actually update the resume and submit it to that particular position that's the next level up? You have to figure out what those different milestones are. And then I'm gonna give you another tip, and this one is important to women, it's important to humans, is that when you have even those little successes, when you say that this is my measure of success and I've
Yeah.
completed it, you have to celebrate it.
Oh
That
yeah.
might be treating yourself to a cup of coffee, a cup of tea, that caffeine because you've been doing the water so much. It might be taking a trip that's driving distance so that you don't have to worry about COVID if that's something with you. It might be buying yourself a dessert. It might be buying yourself some jewelry. I mean, it could be reading a book or taking a day off or anything that is meaningful to you, but celebrate those wins as you complete them. That's another way to motivate yourself and to stay moving forward.
Wait. So wait. So I need to tell the audience this, right? Okay. Remember day one of the Women's Leadership Forum, and we got down to the end of day one, and I thought we were over, and everybody was just they were gonna network, and then the DJ came on. Okay, that was our celebration. And we had 60 people in the room getting down. Okay, because it felt like a release, and it felt like they celebrated that they had gotten through the day with some success, and it was a time to high five. The energy was high. And so what you're saying is just so true, that you need to celebrate. You need to celebrate when you have a win. And I think that I was trying to breathe, that I forgot about I forgot about the celebration until I saw the people dancing. They were dancing. So again, don't forget to celebrate. Don't forget to celebrate the wins. Erica, tell us a little bit about your E-Suite Academy.
So E-Suite Academy, let's see, we started 2017 working with women who are typically mid to senior level and ready to advance in their careers, change their careers, or start a business. And we really start with the why. What is driving this desire for change? In many instances, in the career advancement especially, it's some minor tweak. I don't want to have to supervise people anymore, or I don't have the recognition that I want in this particular position, or I just want a title for whatever reason, or I want more money. So those things that we can easily accomplish with a little bit of effort and strategy, it's a quick win. Then you have the career changes, and they're like, you know what, I've been doing this 15, 20 years. I'm just bored. I want to try something else. Or and we work with youth too in my company, or I only pursued this path because somebody else told me that it was a good fit, and I've never done this work, and I'm miserable, and I need a change. Now, oftentimes those folk want to change, but I am the head of the household, or I have family responsibilities, or I can't take a step back. What am I going to do? And we work with them to figure out how to transition without losing money or time or space, leveraging the skills and the talents and experiences they already have. And then you have those others who are oftentimes usually bored, have some idea, have realized that the things that they have mastered, they do better than the people who pay them. And they could earn more doing it. And so then those folks are like, how do I actually transition into business ownership for myself? And should that start as something that I do on the side until I reach a certain point, or do I just go full on? And so we work with the ladies depending on where they are in knowing themselves, knowing their whys, where their mind is, looking at one of those three paths, and then moving forward. And we do that through a host of different, so I have individual coaching, we have the View from the E-Suite, Women's Professional Empowerment Symposium, which is in October. And then we also have now some virtual summits that are half-day summits. The first day is always on career and leadership, and the second day is always on business and entrepreneurship. It's good for anyone who's interested in either of those areas, but we have one coming up in April, and so I'm happy to share information with your audience and hope that more can come. They're half days, they are virtual, 10 to 2 Eastern on that Thursday and Friday. And it is another way to continue to get fed, to be around like-minded women, and to close with a charge to action, which we always do on what am I going to do 30 days, 60 day, 90 day to continue to propel me forward.
Okay, so do me a favor while I'm talking to the audience, type your website or how to get in contact with you in the chat here. Or are you able to do that?
I am not able to do that, but I have I can tell you can find me at esuiteacademy.com or on
Okay.
Linktree. If you go to Linktree, linktr.ee/eSuite Academy, all of those different things that I just mentioned
Okay.
in the individual
Okay.
will be there.
We're gonna get better at putting those, making sure that those things get in here. But here's what I want to say: Erica's gonna appear every first Wednesday here at Women's Leadership Forum Live, and we have a ton of things. I mean, we have so much in store for you because guess what? You all inspired me. You inspired me to not just be a 1 day, 1 or 2 days, this year, 3 days, huh? We're not going to be just this one time only event. We are expanding. We're expanding so much that we got 2 Ericas that are going to be on this platform, here that are going to bring information to you year round. Not only are we doing that, we have things that, such as mastermind classes, that we are planning for you to participate in. And so you see what's scrolling down on the bottom? I ask you to please visit our website. Now we're in the process of updating it, but I promise you tonight that calendar is going up of at least what is happening on WLF Live and who's appearing and when they're appearing. And so if you want to know about nutrition and food and workout, that's Mondays. Motivation Mondays, okay? And on Wednesday, we're talking about workforce development. And Fridays, it's kind of a free for all, family and friends, but it's informational because we talk about self-care. We talk about your businesses. We've got a whole host of topics that we want to talk about. And for diversity's sake, we are bringing different women on each one of those days in the month. So we're looking forward, keyword, I need a bell for that, to having you all present, because we want to help you in what it is that you do. And just like Erica is saying here today, don't be shy about reaching out. That's what we're here for. That's what the Women's Leadership Forum is about, is making that connection so that you can move forward. Okay. We are bringing you coaches, business owners, entrepreneurs, people who could help you in your life. Now, we might not have every day, might not be for you, but I promise you that there's something here. We're bringing you a whole menu, a whole smorgasbord, if you will, of things that you can choose from to make your life better and easier, and so that you will have the successes that you want to see in your life. Now, am I leaving anything out, Erica?
I think just how they contact you so that they can say, you know what, I see the calendar, but I don't see this particular need, and this is something I want. How can they do that?
Okay, that is so easy. I'm so glad you asked. You can contact me through hello, HELLO at forward. I'm trying to type as fast as I talk at forward, WLF.org.
And someone just put in the chat, great resources. So no excuses, ladies. Commit to yourself that there are no excuses in
No,
2021. None.
no excuses. We have so okay, and us talking, there are so many events from you to pick and choose from. We're actually talking about having a pitch competition. Woo-hoo-hoo. So any of you sponsors out there, we're open. Okay, that's my shameless plug. But we're actually talking about having pitch competition. We're actually talking about getting your businesses right. We're also talking about um, caregivers. We want to know what it is that you need so that we have enough people. I told you we had 1,500 women
Mhm.
in our network. So we have experts. We just need to hear from you and we welcome you. So, with that, what we're promising is not to be long in our talk and not to talk aimlessly. So, I want to wish you all well today. I want to thank you all for watching. I want you to continue to stay with us. I want to thank Erica, my buddy, my tech pal, my program manager, my all in all. There's a whole list of things that she is to me, but I just want to thank you for being here and helping me move the women forward. And all of you all remember that she is the owner of eSuite Academy. And if you all are looking to be motivated, Erica's your girl. Erica is your girl. So I wish you all well. Is there something that you want to say, Erica?
Just if you look at the private chat, you could have to share the link with them if you want. In the
Okay.
So
Let me
yes,
see.
I want to encourage you right now, as soon as we end this show, to go ahead and write down what your commitment is for this month and for this quarter, and then tell yourself what you're going to do. Tell yourself what you're going to accomplish. Celebrate yourself when you accomplish it, and let us know how we can help. Thank you again, Colette, for bringing us together in this space.
All righty then. And I thank you too. And just let us know. Reach out and touch us and let us know how we can help you. And we'll be there for you, just like you all have been there for us in the Women's Leadership Forum. Have a great rest of the week, and I hope to see you soon.
Good night.
Bye. I still haven't gotten that right. Bye. Woo.